So Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, he did a wonderful research around this topic of peak experience. And it is probably one of the best research in the positive psychology. What he did is, for the decades, he talked to different artists, he talked to different athletes, musicians, different people from different disciplines, and he wanted to understand, in a way, what is happiness. He wanted to understand what is the peak experience they experience in their craft, right? Many times we heard like musicians and all these people, they get into the zone, right? They get into this zone, or they experience this ecstatic feelings and all these kind of things when they are in their, when they are fully immersed in their craft or whatever, right? So he wanted to understand what is this peak experience that they are experiencing, right? What is the best available experience to human beings? And what he find out is so amazing. What he figured out is there are certain principles, and when these principles or causes are matched, then you experience this peak experience. And what he called that peak experience is the experience of flow. Our understanding is generally is, or the way at least I have been taught, is that there are certain things you are passionate about. If you do those things, then you experience happiness, right? If you find what you're passionate about it, if you do that, you will feel good, you will feel happy, right? And here Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, here he clearly point out that is not the truth. What he says is, if certain conditions match, you are going to experience a high, you are going to experience a peak experience. It doesn't matter what is the activity is, right? The condition has to be matched. Very different angle. So what are these conditions? What has to be matched to experience the peak experience, the best available experience to us? So he says there are three conditions has to be matched. So the first condition is, whatever you are doing, your attention has to be exclusively focused on the object of the attention, right? So that is the first condition, 100% engagement into what you are doing. And that he find out with the different researchers, something like, when he is researching climbers or chess player and all these players, he says like they get into this state where even if a earthquake happens or something, is the roof is falling down and something like that, and if it doesn't fall down on them, they're not even aware what is going on, right? That level of concentration, that level of exclusive attention when you have on a subject, that is the one condition that has to be matched. And it can be checked with the different parameters, right? Different things people say about it, but it all means the same in the sense of exclusive attention on an object. Things like the time was passing and I have no idea how, the hours has been passed and it feels like few moments. Something like, I didn't feel like I was there. I was just, there is no sense of me in that, and it's just like, some action is happening through me. Some musician talks like that. Or, awareness and action becomes one. There is no fear of failing and all that kind of stuff. So but ultimately what it means is like your focus is exclusively focused on a one point. Your focus is exclusively on the work that you're doing. There's nothing else in the way, right? There is no thoughts that are taking you from here to there and all these kind of things. You're completely and utterly focused on whatever you're doing, right? So that is the first condition. The second condition is, whatever you are doing, it has to have a skill challenge harmony, in a sense that whatever you are doing, if you are a beginner, your skill is low, then your challenge has to be lower, right? And if you are advanced, then when your skill is high, then your challenge has to match your skill. Not just match, but it should be slightly higher, right? This challenge has to be something which you can do, but it is still challenging for you, right? It is still stimulating for you, right? And when that condition matches, your attention automatically become exclusive, right? That creates this emotion which is extremely intoxicating, which is what they call, I am in the zone now, right? So that is very important. What he says is, let's say if your skill is low and the challenge is very high, you are going to feel anxious, right? You're going to feel anxious, you're going to feel disturbed, agitated or something like that. If your skill is high and the challenge is low, then you are going to feel more bored, or it's just not, you're not going to feel very much engaged, right? But when your skill and the challenge, right, challenge is slightly higher than a skill, then you feel engaged, then you feel deeply engaged, and then your attention also become exclusive to that particular object, right? And this is a very interesting finding, right? Because what it says is, more important than finding what is our passion and then doing it and all that kind of things, what he's saying, there is a certain dynamics going on, right? You have to constantly grow in whatever you are doing. You have to constantly grow, right? You have to constantly upgrade the challenge. Then only you will enjoy whatever you are doing, right? Otherwise you will feel like, I used to be passionate about it but now I am not, and all that. But it's not about the thing or passion. It is all about that dynamics is not being matched, right? You need to constantly grow in whatever you are doing, right? And if you match that challenge and skill and challenge dynamics, you are going to grow very fast, one thing, and you are going to enjoy that process a lot, right? So that is the second condition. One is exclusive focus. Second is the challenge has to be slightly higher than your skill, no matter what you are doing, right? And the third condition is you need to get some kind of immediate feedback how you are doing, right? Whatever you are doing, you need to get some sense of feedback that whether I'm succeeding or failing. For example, let's say somebody is creating a music, he's getting this feedback how things are coming together, right? Or somebody is cooking, he's getting this feedback, constant feedback, how things are coming together, whether I'm succeeding or failing, right? So when these three condition matches, you experience what he calls the experience of flow, the experience of peak experience. Your experience is so beautiful that you just want to do it for the sake of doing it, right? Just like many musicians, many athletes, right? They are not really working. The ones that he is mentioning, they're not really working for money or anything. They are just working for this experience of peak experience, right? When they get into that kind of a state, what he calls the state of flow, right? Where they just kind of lose themselves, where this sense of time goes away, where they're so much engaged in their work that they cannot even see what is going on around them, right? The full engagement in their work, right? That experience is so intoxicating and that experience is so beautiful that people start doing things for that experience itself instead of what he calls autolytic, right? So he's doing the thing for the sake of doing that thing, not for anything else, right? Such a beautiful research. And for example, we can see these peak experience principle, they are applied very well in the games, right? When I was small, I used to play video games, and then you will see in the video games it is always like whoever is designing the video games, and if he is a good designer, then he's always going to make sure like when somebody start, the challenges are low, then as you level up, the challenges become difficult, right? So it follows very nicely this principle of flow, that your skill and challenge has to be in harmony, right? The challenge has to be always slightly higher than skill for you to enjoy the process, right? The immediate feedback, you get very, very immediate feedback in the games, right? You kick a villain and you get 10 points and something like that, right? So you always have very immediate feedback from the game that you are playing. And your attention is also, sometimes you will notice like hours and hours passed and you don't even realize that it's been hours, and you're just so engaged in that game that your attention is so exclusively focused on that game that you lose the sense of time, you lose the sense of where you are, you lose the sense of yourself, all these kind of things happens, right? So they exploit it. They actually, the gamers, the people who design the game, it is easy to see the state of flow, how they create this state of flow within the game relatively easily, yeah. And we can apply this in anything what we are doing, right? Any profession we are doing, if we understand the principle properly, we can make whatever we are doing so much fun, then that it is difficult to not do that.